When the United States was developing as a nation and establishing its political foundations, there was an obvious part missing: women.
Women were discouraged from having a voice
Women's
because
place was in the home, that politics was a dirty public place that shouldn't affect the purity of women, that women's place in the domestic sphere was integral to the republic.
when the Constitution was ratified, the women were left wondering, where do we belong? What is our place in society? A key figure, Abigail Adams, wrote to John Adams, who would later become president, to remember the ladies.
During the abolitionist movement, women gained a strong political voice by protesting against slavery alongside male abolitionists and African Americans. This event brought women hope to gain equality in themselves. Women decided to step out of their gender roles and advocate equality for all. Lucretia Mott and Elizabeth Cady Stanton organized the first convention where women could speak their minds, and the result was the Declaration of Sentiments. Shockingly, even some men came out to support the cause.
One of the husbands who overheard them conversing when they made the call for the convention. And men attended the first convention. Most of the husbands of the organizers attended the Seneca Falls meeting, and one of them, James Mott, the husband of Lucretia Mott from Philadelphia here, actually chaired part of the meeting.
Alice Paul, a leading suffragist, marched down Washington, D.C. with 1,000 others calling for an amendment to guarantee women's suffrage.
During World War I, job opportunities opened up for women when men were drafted to fight in the war. They contributed to the war effort by assembling weaponry. This gave women the freedom to be employed and constitute their own household. Finally, the 19th Amendment was ratified that guaranteed women the right to vote.
Because women have gained access to quality education, more job opportunities, and a place in society, they have paved the way for females to now pursue their passions and dreams. Ever since I was little, I recognized the barriers that were placed against women, the way we were all expected to act and present ourselves. But as I grew older, I noticed there were different expectations for guys. It shocked me to know the country that we all know and love presented itself as a place for freedom and equality, but we are still living in a time full of prejudice. I've always dreamed of improving women's rights by contributing to politics and creating a new initiative to solve our ever-growing problem. The only way to do this is by being a politician. Women's roles in the household diminished during the wars when men went off to the war, giving women a multitude of new duties, like earning money for the first time, that gave women a new perspective on their lives. Since then, women have fought their way for representation in Congress, notably by Jeannette Rankin, the first woman elected into Congress in 1916. Nancy Pelosi as the first and only woman as Speaker of the House, and most recently Hillary Clinton as the first female candidate for a major political party.
Before the 19th Amendment was passed, women had no right to vote or run for office, and men were dominant in all job fields because women were not allowed to get quality education or to pursue their academic dreams. This amendment has opened up ways for women to get involved in not only politics but also countless other professions. I want to be an architect or a graphic designer in the future and to use art to make a difference in the world. Before the 19th Amendment, this dream was never a reality for women. However, this amendment has allowed women to also become experts in their fields, so they set the foundations for young, aspiring architects and designers. For example, architect Zaha Hadid and graphic designer Paula Scher are influential females in the art industry who have been role models to many young females. Without the 19th Amendment, these women would not have had the chance to make the impact in the world that they do today. Zaha Hadid has worked on 34 projects that were actually built, including the London Aquatic Center, the Contemporary Arts Center in Ohio, the Bridge Pavilion in Spain, and MAXI, a National Museum of Contemporary Art and Architecture in Rome. Paula Scher has created design identities for major companies like the Public Theater in New York, the New York City Ballet, Shake Shack, the Museum of Modern Art, the New York Philharmonic, Microsoft, and Citibank.
Ultimately, the 19th Amendment has changed the world and opened doors for women to fill pivotal roles in industries where they were not previously welcome. However, there is still much to be improved on. Women fight on as they battle men for jobs that they are equally as qualified for, and in Congress, women only represent 19% of the total. But like Jeannette Rankin has said, I may be the first woman member in Congress, but I won't be the last. There is a tremendous amount of hope for women, and that is worth fighting for.